All right, guys, we're going to start with a pause barbell back squat. If you don't have a barbell, then you can use a kettlebell or whatever you need, as long as we get deep in those squats and pause at the bottom. Okay, first you're going to line up with the barbell, stand with your feet shoulder width apart. The barbell is going to be placed across your upper back, not your spine bone, right? We're putting it on the back muscle, so low barring the bar. Before you start your descent on your squat, engage your core. Really, really tighten those core muscles. I always say bring your rib cage down to your pelvic bone, so that way you're shortening the distance between your rib cage and your hips. It helps you stabilize the spine and protect your lower back during the movement. Slowly lower your center of gravity by bending your knees and your hips as if you're sitting back into your chair. You want to squat down until your thighs are parallel to the ground or as low as you can comfortably go while maintaining good form, strong back, chest up. Keep that center of gravity low. Once you're at the bottom of your squat position, whether that be parallel or lower than parallel, but not all the way at the end of your squat. You're going to hold that power position, wide base, low center, strong back, chest up, for 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, then explode up out of your squat. Okay, the pause allows you to focus on your balance and form, and it also increases your time your muscles are under tension, which can enhance muscle growth and endurance as well as strength. After that 3-second pause, you're going to push through your heels and straighten your legs. Turn on those quads at the top of your starting position. You want to maintain that controlled movement throughout, avoiding any sudden jerks or shifts in your body position, controlling the movement all the way down and all the way up. So again, you're going to lower that center of gravity, knees over toes, sit in the glutes back in that chair. Keep your glutes tight the whole entire movement. And then count 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and then explode back into your starting position. Supinated barbell row. Begin by standing with your feet shoulder width apart and position your barbell or your dumbbell in front of you. So since this is a supinated barbell row, you're going to begin with your hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and then your palms are going to be facing away from you instead of forward towards you like a regular row. So supinated, you can always think you're holding that bowl of soup, so you wouldn't hold the soup towards you. You would just hold the bowl of soup away from you, right? Palms up. Before you lift that barbell, make sure to engage your core. It's going to stabilize your spine and protect your lower back during these hinges. Bend your knees slightly and hinge forward at your hips like our RDL, keeping your back straight and your chest up. Reach down and grasp the barbell, supinated, with both hands or your dumbbell. With the barbell in your hand, you're going to pull it towards your chest or your rib cage. At the top of your pull, pretend that you're squeezing a penny, pinching that penny in between your shoulder blades, really lighten your back up like a Christmas tree, right? Keep your elbows close to your body as you lift the barbell and focus on squeezing those shoulder blades. Pinch that penny at the top of the movement. Once you've lifted the barbell, slowly lower it back down to that starting position, maintaining control throughout that movement. Keep your back straight, your core is engaged, and you're staying in that hinging position. Prevent any excessive swinging or arching of your spine to control the movement and stay safe. Maintaining that hinge position, chest up, parallel to the ground. Go ahead and perform. We're going three sets, so 10 for the first one, and then 8 for the second one, and 8 for the third one. From the raises, slow and controlled to avoid straining your calf muscles. Start with, if you want to start with 20 and then maybe go to 50, that's totally fine. Gradually increase as you see fit. Single arm dumbbell snatch. Start in a neutral position, standing with one dumbbell by your side, feet hip width apart. Go ahead and lower your center of gravity by pushing your hips back, slightly bending those knees. In one fluid motion, stand up quickly while extending your hips and knees and ankles as fast as you can. As you do this, pull the dumbbell upward, up your body, and allow it to flow straight in a straight path above your face and overhead, keeping that dumbbell close to your body as possible. Use the momentum generated by your legs and your hips to be able to lift the dumbbell, keeping it close to your body and landing with it overhead. This is called a croc row to regular row combo. This 3-point dumbbell row is a compound exercise targeting the upper back, the lats, the rhomboids, the traps, and also your backside mechanics, responsible for sprinting really, really fast, because you obviously, backside mechanics are just as important as those front side mechanics. So 3-point, how to get into that 3-point stance. Position yourself next to a workout bench or a box of some sort, something stable and about that same height. Place one hand on the box and take a step back away from the box. That way you're putting a lot of weight on that forward hand. You're going to get into that bear crawl position, so lowering your knees over your toes. That way all of our weight is on the balls of our feet as well as that single arm. Go ahead and take that dumbbell in the opposite hand that is not on the box, and we are going to throw that dumbbell to our pocket, back to our center position, and then pull that dumbbell to our rib cage and then back to that starting position. Okay, so it is a combo, so you won't be able to go as heavy as you normally are used to whenever you do a regular row. Again, we're keeping that core nice and tight because we're in that bear crawl position, single arm bear crawl position. You take that dumbbell, you throw to that pocket, focusing on your backside mechanics, just like you would as sprints. And then you row it to your rib cage. So throw and row. Throw to that pocket, row to your rib cage. Throw to your pocket, row to your rib cage. And go ahead and hit 8 each side on that combo. Standing push press. This is a compound exercise that targets your shoulders, triceps, and upper chest. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart and hold the barbell at shoulder height with your palms facing outwards. Okay, palms facing away from you. Before you begin the movement, engage your core muscles by taking that deep breath in and targeting your ab muscles, keeping that rib cage down to help you stabilize your core. From that starting position, exhale and push the barbell overhead by extending your arms and pressing through your shoulders. As you press the barbell upward, you want to straighten your arms and completely avoid locking out your elbows at the top of the movement. You will get like a little hip dip as the weight gets heavy. You can absolutely push through your legs to generate momentum and power for the press. It's just a slight dip of your knees and a quick extension of your hips. That pattern, known as the push press, allows you to lift heavier weights than you normally could with a strict overhead press by utilizing the strength and power that you're generating through your legs to assist in lifting the barbell. Once the barbell is overhead, pause briefly over top to really, hit that core nice and tight. And then slowly lower the barbell back down to that starting position on your front delts, so your front shoulders, okay? You're going to make sure you perform this exercise 6, 6, and 3. for this cycle, for this first week. Kneeling side raises. Start by kneeling on some carpet, a Bosu ball. Start with your arms fully extended, hanging down towards the ground. Your hand should be close to your thigh, holding the weight in your right hand. Tighten your core muscles by pulling your belly button in towards your spine. This will help stabilize your body during the exercise. In a controlled manner, lift your right and left arm simultaneously, straight out to the side, away from your body. Imagine that you're raising your arm to shoulder height. Keep your arm extended and your palms facing down as you raise the weight. Hold the weight at shoulder height for a moment, feeling the contraction in your shoulder muscles, keeping your glutes tight and your hips forward, then slowly lowering your right and left arm at the same time as the weight goes back down to starting position. Repeat raising the dumbbells or weight of choice parallel to your shoulder, about 12 reps. And keep those glutes super, super tight. Dumbbell rear delt flies. It's an exercise that targets those rear deltoid muscles in your shoulder, responsible for taking space on that soccer field. Begin by standing with your feet shoulder width apart. Hold a dumbbell in each hand, palms facing each other, and let your arms hang down by your sides. Your back should be straight and your shoulders should be relaxed. Brace your core, stabilize that torso. With a slight bend in your elbows, you're going to lift the dumbbells out to your sides until they're in line with your shoulders. Your arms should be parallel to the ground. Your palms should be facing downward. Imagine squeezing your shoulder blades together, pinching that penny as you lift the dumbbells. At the top of the movement, pause briefly with a little bit of rotation like you're pouring the milk. And focus on contracting your rear deltoid muscles as you should feel a slight squeeze in the back of your shoulders. Slowly lower the dumbbells back to that starting position, maintaining control throughout the movement. Keep your elbows slightly bent to reduce strain on your joints and avoid swinging the weights or using momentum to lift them. We're trying to isolate this movement. Make sure you perform 12, 10, 8, going up in weight every time if we can. If we can't, then just stay at that same weight. But again, you're just slowly raising those dumbbells, lifting them with that slight bend in your elbows, getting those dumbbells parallel to your shoulders, squeezing your back, maintaining control of the entire movement from start to finish. Lying leg extensions. I like to use a mini band with my lying leg extensions because it brings this movement to a whole different level. If you don't have a mini band, that's perfectly fine. You can still do the movement and it's still a great movement. So if you do have a mini band, go ahead and secure that band around the arch of your foot. Imagine the band is anchored to kind of the ball of your foot or the arch of your foot. Go ahead and lay flat on the ground. Bring your knees to your chest. So basically a reverse quadruped position. All fours are up, and then you're going to go ahead and take your right leg and imagine you're trying to strike your heel below your hips. Okay, so you're going to extend your right leg, hip, knee, ankle, all the way down. Strike it down to where you're a straight line from your tip of your head to the end of your right heel. That left leg is still with that knee into your chest. Your hip flexor is in control, keeping stability of that band. And then you'll bring that right leg back to the left leg in that dead bug position. Okay. Keep your core nice and tight. If you're laying on the ground, make sure to have that rib cage down towards your pelvic bone. So get those shoulder blades off the ground. If you want to put your hands behind your head to keep that rib cage down, that's fine. If you want to practice your arm action, opposite arm, opposite leg, with the striking of that leg, that's perfectly fine. As long as your left hip flexor is in control, holding that left leg at that 90-degree angle. I would actually take it a step further and bring that calf to your hamstring. That way, if that mini band is on your toes and the arches remaining dorsiflexed, you have a little bit more control of that ankle. Go ahead and extend that leg 8, 10, 12 reps. Actually, I would not do 8. I would definitely do more on the 12, 15 reps because it is such a body lighter. I don't even know why I said that. But go ahead and complete those reps. As always, you know your body better than I do. So if you can crank out 15, 20 and you feel fantastic, maybe you need to go up in size on the mini band. They go all the way to that extra, extra heavy. I love me some extra, extra heavy bands. And then go ahead and switch to that next side. Plank front raise, side raise combo. Drop down to the ground from your quadruped position with your hands parallel to your shoulders. You're going to extend your legs up onto your toes. So straight line between your shoulders and your heels. In that plank position on your hands, you're just going to extend your right arm in front of your body and then back to position. Then extend your left arm in front of your body and then back to position. You are going to do 10 each arm, and then the next time you'll do 15 each arm. And I want you guys to progress to 20 each arm, okay? So that's 40 in that plank, keeping your core nice and tight, keeping those belly button into your spine, your rib cage pointing to that pelvic bone, and maintaining a solid plank position while you lift your arms.
As always, reach out to me if you have any questions, and I will be more than happy to answer all your questions, comments, and concerns.